Hi, I'm Bill Fretz. We're going to be discussing bezel making with silversmithing techniques using miniature stakes to form unusual shaped bezels. The bezel stakes are used when the mandrels you have do not make the form that you need to make a bezel. There's 6 different stakes, and between them, because they have all different curves, you can do a wide variety of bezels. The stakes let you do antique cushions, a long version or almost a symmetrical one. You could do an antique cushion with sharp corners, free forms, trillions that are asymmetrical. Here's a symmetrical one. One of the advantages is that you can do long, thin stones that are very unusual. The pear-shaped, you can form that on a mandrel and then fudge it on the stakes, and you can do slight variations. You can also form a bezel on a mandrel and then actually take the 2 ends and puff them if you need to. When you're all finished, you can do another rim that goes on the inside and form the bearing, and that keeps the stone from falling through. So the fitting is really exact because you're using the stone as a template for making your bezel, and you're stretching the bezel up with subtle hammering to make it fit accurately. So if you're trying to do a trillion, for instance, and you want a sharp edge, you take this stake, which is a B4 with an undercut, and put it in the holder, and you can actually hammer out a corner without mitering it. And the way you do that is lay it over the stake after you've formed it with the pliers. Use a nylon hammer, and you can rough out the shape. Now this is a stretching process, so you are going to have to make the bezel a little smaller than you normally would because you're going to stretch it up to perfection. You don't start there. You take the planishing hammer with a flat side and you actually planish the corner. And that saves an enormous amount of time. Now let's say you're working on a freeform bezel and you have a very tight curve. This is the H2 holder with a mandrel in it. You can put that in the holder, and when it's in the holder you have both hands free to work on the project. You rough it out and you can planish a very tight curve. You can do different radiuses by choosing different mandrels. There are 4 different mandrels and they have different curves, and one of those curves should be correct for what you need. The other area of this bezel that you're working on, you may need another stake. And so by using 2 stakes for 1 bezel, you can make a wide variety of shapes. I hope this has been helpful. If you have more questions, please contact us.